Hi, welcome to Films and Things. Sorry I hadn't posted in so long. I was just on vacation and I moved. So this is my new room. You see, I got my record player back here. I got some records down there. I got some of my posters up. I'm still working on. But I've been gone for 3 weeks, and since I've been gone, I've gained 2 subscribers. And to you two people, thank you. Uh, I'm just, doing some movie reviews, which is what I think I'd like to do, you know. So, to continue on though, uh, movie I'm reviewing today is a little known movie, but one of my personal favorites. It is God Bless America by Bobcat Goldthwait. It's it's a fantastic film. Unfortunately, I don't own it. I'm trying to find it to buy it, but it's a Russian film, and I live in the United States, so it's kind of hard to find. But I watched it on Netflix, and it was under cult movies, I think. And I watch a lot of cult movies on Netflix because, that's kind of the thing I'm into. But I saw the cover, and I thought this was the girl from the movie Kick-Ass. So I was like, sweet, I gotta see this. But it turned out she wasn't. But I watched the movie and it became one of my personal favorites. I actually rewatched it the other day, which is what's making me want to make this video on it. So it's basically about this dude, Frank, and Frank has this problem with headaches, and he gets migraines throughout the day, and just terrible migraines. But his neighbors are like the average American people who they only care about themselves, but pretend to care about other people, because that's the American way, is to care about other people without really caring about other people. So his neighbors suck. So every day he visualizes killing them. So he's like, he's hating everything. And he goes to work, and the lady he's been talking to, like, sues him for sexual harassment and gets him fired from his job. His daughter doesn't want anything to do with him because him and his wife are divorced, and his daughter doesn't want anything to do with him because he won't give her any presents or anything, which is totally stupid. That she'd ask for presents. And what else? So his daughter won't talk to him, and then he goes to the doctor and he finds out that the problem he's been having with headaches is because he has a brain tumor. So he hates everything, because in this movie it really profoundly points out the points of how mean America is, and how much people, average citizens, just don't care anymore about decency or anything like that. So he's done, and the thing he hates most is reality TV. Like, he watches their form of American Idol, and they just make fun of a special needs kid on there, and it's just ridiculous, and he hates it. So he sees one day one of those, Sweet 16 shows where the girl in the show just complains the whole time, even though her father is rich and he's paying all this money for her, and she's like, oh, it's gonna be perfect or whatever. So he goes to her school and he shoots her, and so he shoots her and kills her, and there he meets this girl who is basically an outlier, and she's like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. I understand why you're killing these people, because America's so screwed up, which is ironic, saying that one big problem in America is, gun violence. So they go around and he teams up with her, and they go around and they start killing people that they don't like. All the right wing lunatics that want to kick Muslims out of the country. Just everyone you can think of, that church that loves when soldiers die. Who else? Just you know, just the bad influences in our country. They go around and they kill them, and it's like a Bonnie and Clyde story. It's probably my favorite Bonnie and Clyde story. It's even better than Quentin Tarantino's Bonnie and Clyde story, which he wrote but did not direct. Natural Born Killers, I have a poster over there, I'm sorry. But, yeah. So, I don't want to spoil the ending or the middle. I mean, I'd spoiled some of the middle, sorry. But I don't want to spoil any of the ending. But this movie is fantastic. It says at the top. Let me read what it says at the top. Sorry. This year's kick-ass movie will make you consider the state of things. And it truly does make you think about how messed up. And the thing this movie reminds me the most of, it reminds me of Heathers somewhat, because of how, it just makes fun of, like, culture at this time. But it makes fun of it in a way that makes it seem real, and how you can relate to the fact that, whoa, this stuff is actually happening. It's not just a joke. But then it also reminds me of Idiocracy, which is a fantastic movie. I honestly believe it might be the way the world might be in the future, because it just basically, it says the human race is devolving because we don't let what do you call them, survival of the fittest happen anymore. Everyone lives, no matter how stupid or anything. And in that case, the people that are having sex more are the people that are gonna take over the world, instead of the smarter people, who are probably not gonna have sex more for various reasons, including they don't have the money to take care of the kids. The stupid people, they don't care, so they're taking over the world. But it reminds me of that, because it shows that our culture is devolving, which is crazy to think about. But this movie, God Bless America, it's on Netflix. It's one of the best movies on Netflix. Bobcat Goldthwait, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, is a fantastic movie. It's one of my favorites. I give it 10 out of 10. And you gotta remember, I'm really into B-list movies and stuff. I watch a lot of B-list movies on purpose, so you may not like this movie. It's not an Oscar nod. It's not one of those, sellout movies. This movie probably didn't cost very much to make, but I love it. It's a classic, I think. I think a lot of people should watch this, just so they can think about what's going on today. So 10 out of 10 for me. And next, last video I told you about the Shins, Wincing the Night Away. Well, I actually bought that album on vinyl on vacation in Wisconsin. And again, this is just a fantastic album. Anyone should watch this. I mean, should listen to this if they can. It's fantastic. I love the cover. The back has all the songs on it. I like Red Rabbits. A Comet Appears is another great song. Sleep Lessons, of course. It's a fantastic album. But the album I am going to talk about today is my personal favorite Beatles record right here. This is actually, I think, a first pressing of it. Magical Mystery Tour. Unfortunately, when I was little, I tore the book out of it. Let's see. It used to have like a 16-page book, but I tore most of the pages out, which I kind of hate myself for now, because it would be cool to have. But check that out. Wouldn't it be fun to be on that bus? This is actually, I think, I don't know if George or Ringo's aunt. If you didn't know that. But this is the soundtrack for the Magical Mystery Tour movie. And it's fantastically underrated. I'm really into the Beatles, more like psychedelic rock instead of their earlier like pop rock, and their later like, you know, I mean their later music's good, but I like when Beatles were taking drugs and stuff. Their music was so good, like this and Sgt. Pepper's. This has some fantastically underrated songs on it. Magical Mystery Tour, of course. The Fool on the Hill, Flying, Blue Jay Away, Your Mother Should Know, and The Walrus. So just some great songs on here. And I love this album. I'd recommend it to anybody, even if they weren't a Beatles fan. I mean, All You Need Is Love. Fantastic. Strawberry Fields is on here. And it's based off of the movie, you know. And I have not seen the movie, but as soon as I do, I will talk about it here. I really want to see it. I recently saw their first movie, which was Hard Day's Night, and it reminded me of an English version of Clerks with the Beatles. So, yeah, so if you'd like to see that, it's basically Clerks with the Beatles. It's a lot of gags. It doesn't really follow a storyline. This, I've heard, is really bad, but then I've heard that they study it in film school as an art film instead of like a film that revolves around a plot. So it's a fantastic record. The movie is supposed to be bad, but I really want to see it, and when I do, I'm going to talk to you guys a bit about it. But yeah, I got it. I give it a solid 4 out of 5 or 8 out of 10 because it's not the best. It's no Sgt. Pepper's, but it's my favorite Beatles album. And yeah, to finish it off, God Bless America, great movie, 10 out of 10. I recommend everyone see it. Fantastic movie, really well done. Wincing the Night Away by the Shins, great album. I talked about it last time, but I'd recommend anyone get this album too. It's great. And Magical Mystery Tour, watch the movie, get the album, or even listen. The album's not on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, YouTube. But you can go on Spotify and listen to it. But yeah, thanks for everything. I think I got 15 views on my first video, you know. And I don't even care about views or anything. But yeah, so thanks for everything. Thanks for the 2 subscribers. And see you guys later.